Hello and welcome everyone to another StarCraft 2 England cast. Today I have got a game between DnXZark and MetalCard. MetalCard is the blue Terran player in the top left, and we have got Zark as the red Zerg player in the top right. Now, a little bit of random information. Zark is rank 13 GM on the North American server at the time of recording this. MetalCard, he is rank 2 Masters, but he actually faced off against IdrA. I cast that game, so go and check it out if you want to see him play IdrA. It is a fun little game, very amusing to watch, and always good to see IdrA games because he maybe possibly gets a bit annoyed, but that's completely unlike him. So I mean, you should check that out because he never gets annoyed at anything, does he? Right? No. So anyway, the map is Teldream Altar. It is a huge map, and the only trouble really for Zark is these rocks to the third mean he can't go and expand super quickly, and that really leaves this position, which is quite out of his way, and he can't even take this one because, I mean, if he was positioned down here, for example, he could take this base as well because it's kind of just a bit further along from his third. It would be his natural fourth, but that would mean expanding towards MetalCard, which is not what he wants to be doing. So Zark, he is looking like he wants to be going for a 15 hatch, just purely because of the fact he is a 15 supply with no pool. Meanwhile, we will just see the MetalCard. He's getting his barracks up quite nicely. He is moving forward, and well, Zark, he's running this drone up and is almost certainly going to be taking his hatchery. There we go. So it's a hatch first build out of Zark. We'll probably see him go into a 16 pool next because that's pretty standard. And what is MetalCard going to do? Well, he's going to go and scout because you don't know what you're going to do unless you scout. It's kind of essential. Meanwhile, unfortunately, this one drone went the wrong way. And that's always a bad time for a drone, especially on Teldream, because if you go the wrong way, you just have absolutely miles to go to the next place. And where is he going to scout next? If it's down here, well, Zark, he's not going to get any scouting information for ages, and his pool is started, so it was a 16 pool. Meanwhile, no gas out of MetalCard as of yet, which is a bit more unusual because usually you see one gas out of a Terran player in TVZ to get those reactor Hellions, but no, MetalCard going for a one base command center build. Can't blame him on this map because it's just huge, so he should feel pretty safe. And I mean, actually it would appear that MetalCard also going to scout the wrong way, so neither player is going to know anything about the other for a long time, and that can be quite interesting, especially if one of them was cheesing or anything like that. It would become very difficult to know what on earth was going to happen. And you're probably wondering, well, you may be wondering why MetalCard is walling off here when he's got his expansion down. The reason being is, if for whatever reason there was a quick Ling run by, he could just lift this base or cancel it and still be safe. Now, that one drone is going to get forced back. Meanwhile, the SCV is going to see everything. Not going to see absolutely everything, though, because there are Zerglings chasing it down, but will get all the important information. No gas. That is the essential bit of information that MetalCard got from that SCV. For those of you who don't know, the key of early game scouting in any matchup is looking at the amount of gas. That is kind of the fundamental thing. No gas means either expansion heavy or tier 1 heavy. 1 gas means some key tech and probably an early push, and 2 gas means super early tech. That is pretty much how it goes. Meanwhile, we will just see the MetalCard has got a nice defense up here. He has got that bunker on the way, and all those Zerglings were picked up. He's going to follow it on with some pressure of his own, but 2 queens are forward, and there are actually 2 more queens on the way. So Zark going for 4 queens. Not a bad move at all. Will allow him to get really good creep spread, which he'll obviously need because this map is massive, as I have mentioned. Now, what else is going on for Zark? Well, he's doing not much. He's just droning, getting his economy as best he can. Meanwhile, what's going on for MetalCard? Well, he's getting a reactor in a factory, so some late Hellions will be coming out. He's moved that barracks forward, got 2 gas out, and has got his natural base up. So MetalCard, he's in a good spot. This one spine for Zark will be down any second and will majorly help with its defense, but still not going to be the easiest thing to do. Even with those 2 queens, needs to spread that creep ASAP to prevent the Hellions. And I mean, those Marines just do so well against queens. One is going to go down. Will a second one get taken? No, because it will pull back to the spine. Would have liked to have seen Zark move back slightly quicker, because he didn't need to move out. He couldn't engage that many Marines that easily, so it was a bit of a risk. Now, a little transfer going on here, so Reactor Hellions will be on the way. Tech Lab coming down on that barracks. Double upgrades are just coming out now for MetalCard, so MetalCard will be going infantry heavy, and obviously those 1-1 upgrades will be super effective. A macro hatch on the way down though for Zark. He's also getting a Roach Warren out just to deal with any kind of mass Hellion play, but has he really scouted anything? Well, let's take a look at his camera. No, Zark has absolutely no information about what MetalCard is doing, and that is never something you want. The Evolution Chamber and Roach Warren timing is very, very nice. Obviously, just getting those two together means that you're prepared for pretty much anything your opponent could throw at you. If it is Cloaked Banshees coming in, then clearly you can just lob it down the Spire Crawlers, and I mean, you're pretty much safe. Good creep spread still coming out here from Zark, and obviously these Hellions will deny going any further, which can be a bit of a pain, because you want as much creep spread as possible, as early as possible, because it, one, gives you that move speed advantage, so you can get better surrounds and everything like that, but two, it gives you scouting information. It gives you, it's like an early warnings system creep. The creep tumors give you vision, and you know when the opponent's moving out, so very, very important to get that as best you can. And really, what else is going on? Well, Zark, he's got his lair up now, he's got that macro hatch about to finish, he's getting some roaches out, he's getting that +1 melee attack, getting that Zergling speed. 1-1 infantry upgrades are about 3/4 done for MetalCard. He's also getting Stim on his way, and he's getting, well, a starport out, and that starport's on the reactor. He's moved this factory back to get Tech Lab. Both of those overlords sacrificed by Zark to get scouting information could very well go down. This one will survive momentarily because technically it's on high ground. Now, it's only a little pillar, but it is high ground, so the Marine cannot see it to shoot at it, even though he was a moment ago. But don't question logic, that will make everything confusing. Blue Flame on the way out now for MetalCard as well, and that's a slightly surprising build. I didn't think he'd be going for that. I thought he was going to go for a more tech standard of getting those tanks out. Meanwhile, Pathogen Glands on the way for Zark. He's got his Spire coming out, and I mean, really, he's just upgrading everything he needs. These Zerglings running forward are going to try and pick off these Hellions. Will manage to get us around. There is nowhere for MetalCard to go with those Hellions. He has got them cornered, and these roaches are there and ready. And obviously losing those Hellions won't be too great at this stage, because obviously he is investing in that Blue Flame upgrade, and if he does lose all of his Hellions, he will need more. Those Zerglings do run in though, and everything is going to get picked off. Not losing too much himself either there, Zark, so that was a nice little move. Now, there is one medevac out. Are there any more? Nope, there is the second one. So are we going to see a drop go down or anything like that? Obviously, that's always an option. I personally feel drops are incredibly good against Zerg, because, well, Zerg need to spread their bases out. Well, they don't need to, but they do spread their bases out because they need lots of bases. And if you utilize drop play effectively, well, look at this main base. If you came and dropped up here while pushing your main army in here, where does the Zerg player go? It is not easy to defend. It forces, at worst, a lot of spines or spores at every base for the Zerg player. Also eats up a lot of their basically APM and their attention, and it's just frustrating, and anything you kill is just a bonus. Meanwhile, we will see that obviously the third and fourth base are on their way for Zark. Meanwhile, MetalCard, he's not looking like he's going to take a third at all. He's got no command center on the way anywhere. He does have 2-2 coming out though, as well as combat shield, and siege mode has just finished up, and we have got 1-1 already done for Zark, +2 melee attack will be coming out. He's got these infestors. How many infestors has he got in total? 5, so a good number of infestors. Infestors are very, very strong against Marines, and obviously considering the fact that, well, MetalCard went for that Blue Flame upgrade. Oh no, he actually cancelled it. So once he lost those Hellions, he did cancel it. I didn't notice that. I should have noticed that, but I'm glad he did, because obviously getting Blue Flame upgrades and with no Hellions is a bit of a waste. Now, amazingly, this Overlord is still sitting there. I'm surprised that MetalCard didn't just move some medevacs up there to scout it, to kill it, but choosing not to. I scanned forward to see exactly what's there, and I mean, all of Zark's army is way, way back, so MetalCard could get a very, very nice position here, but obviously these Zerglings are in position for a basically surround. They can flank him from the back if he chooses to do so. And I mean, what he could have also done with those Lings is just run them straight in to do some damage. And actually, these Zerglings going out of position, a massive fungal growth goes down. There's some Corruptors there as well to deal with the Medivacs, and this is just amazing play by ZvT, although MetalCard just simply seems to have too much stuff. And this is actually a common mistake you see a lot of Zerg players make, is they'll get a lot of Infestors and a lot of Corruptors and then just not have enough units, actual army units, to deal with the main force. And this is exactly what's happening to ZvT here. He's trying to flood out an awful lot of Zerglings. +2 is about to finish. He should be able to hold this. But obviously these tanks are doing huge damage before that. Yes, all of the Medivacs will get taken out, but I mean, at what cost? This third base looking like it could go down, but those Zerglings are running in pretty damn quickly. A repair going off on the tank. Now, will this base go down? Well, it's only a matter of time, but I think it will. With only 50 health left, it does fall, and now obviously we have got these Vikings here. These Vikings are running in to their death pretty much. There's just so many Corruptors, and well, this is just constant action here. MetalCard is now looking like he's going to move back, and that is really the best move he can make. He does not have enough stuff to maintain this push at the moment. Having said that though, look at these reinforcements. Just so much stuff following this up. MetalCard in a great spot, getting a good engagement with those in Zerglings, but obviously the tanks weren't quite sieged up in time, and the great work by ZvT there, using corruption on those tanks so they take maximum damage. But obviously those Corruptors are pretty much useless because there is nothing in the air for MetalCard at all. He's just moving forward, and he's just rolled forward now. And well, there's one Infestor out for ZvT at the moment, 5 more on the way. A huge fungal growth goes off on all of those Marines, and obviously the chain fungal will kill them all off. But I mean, there's just still so much stuff there for MetalCard, and just look at that blue train on its way over. And MetalCard is in a dominating spot here. Those Corruptors will be able to pick off the Medivacs yet again. And here we go, big engagement here for ZvT, running forward, trying to do a lot of damage. Those Infestors taking huge hits from the tanks though, but I do think ZvT has pretty much got this under control now. He's got 24 more Zerglings, he's got one more fungal growth in him, and that will allow him to pick off all of those Marines, and that single Corruptor will pick off the last Medivac before dying itself. And I mean, ZvT is just under constant pressure, but he does have this hidden third base at the south, and that is really allowing him to keep up this production that he so desperately needs. He has got some units coming down to pick off any sort of reinforcements, although these Zerglings are going to do their best, and if he denies the reinforcements he should be okay. But obviously if they do manage to get in there, he's going to have big problems. But just look at all those Zerglings doing tremendous damage to this reinforcement line. Having said that though, ZvT has now lost his natural base, and that is not a good position to be in. And MetalCard has great spread on his Marines, so fungal growth won't even be very effective. And I mean, the only saving grace is that ZvT just has a lot of stuff at the moment. He's also got a lot of money gathered up. MetalCard, look at how low his money is though. But admittedly he is off 2 base. It's a big 2 base timing push. Will take out that macro hatch, and to be honest, pretty much over now. There is not much ZvT can do. Even if he holds this off, he's got major problems in the sense that, well, he's about to lose all of his tech, and once all of your tech goes, then you've got big problems. A good fungal growth goes off there though, and those Zerglings do stream through, but there are just a lot of tanks, and even though he does manage to get one tank, he's got big problems after that. And I mean, just look at this constant stream of units for MetalCard moving in. Those Infestors do have enough energy for fungal growths, but just not using them, and not even using infested Terrans or anything like that. One fungal growth goes off, but only for 4 Marines. All of those drones are being pulled there. There goes the infested Terrans. The tanks are in the main base of ZvT, and ZvT is pretty much out of this. He's under half the supply of MetalCard, and while he does have that extra base, well, it's just not going to be enough because he's now lost all of his tech. He can't even produce, well, anything. He's got no pool, he's got no nothing, and there's just constant reinforcements. Yes, there's a lot of Lings picking off the reinforcements, which is good. It's just not enough stuff. So this is really unfortunate for ZvT, but great play by MetalCard there, especially taking out the rank 13 Grandmaster player. I know I'm saying that a bit preemptively. He hasn't GG'd yet, but there is nothing he can do. This is an over game now. I really think that ZvT did play okay, but his big mistake, in my opinion, was he committed way too much to Infestors. and not enough to actual ground army. And surprisingly, I saw that exact same thing happen in. Well, if you haven't watched, I'll go and watch the MetalCard v IdrA game, and you'll see something very, very similar occur. Now, it does look like ZvT is going to try and hold this on for as long as possible. He's got his Infestation Pit and Spire coming out down in the south position, but I mean, look at how far behind. He's nearly at a third of the supply of MetalCard. Some great fungal growths, having said that though. They were pretty damn good. Another great fungal growth, and he could pick off quite a lot of units there, but just again, not enough stuff to follow it up with, and ZvT just leaves the game. I think, yes, it was a 2 base timing push, but MetalCard did play that well. It did deserve a GG. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy the game, please subscribe, please give it a thumbs up, follow me on Twitter, and all that sort of shenanigans, and tune in again. Thank you very much for watching, and bye for now.